What is going on, everyone? Steve O Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. And I know it's been a little bit since the last video, but last Friday, when I originally planned on doing this video, we had a snow day here, so school got canceled, and we just made it a little family time day out in the snow and everything with that. And on the weekends, if you're new here, I don't generally post a video on the weekends unless it's some type of crazy pickup that I get. But for the most part, we go kind of dark. And then yesterday on Monday, just work was kind of crazy, so I just did not have time to get a video out. But we are here Tuesday. We are making one. I'm probably going to aim for a video every day this week during the week. So tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, probably expect some videos here. But today's video, we are talking about the PlayStation 5 and collecting for it here in the year 2025. And this just isn't like an informative video. This is more of me seeking information too that you guys can help me out with. So let's get started on it right now. In front of you, we have my current PlayStation 5 collection. It is made up of 32 games, and I don't know if this is a good ratio or not, but out of the 32 games, I have beaten 12 of them. So not horrible ratios. It'd be nice to be above that 50% mark, and by the end of the year, I think I will be there with a lot of these games. And when it comes to games that I've played on this system for this but just haven't beaten, it is over the 50% mark. I just haven't finished some of these games like Sandland and Returnal. Returnal's an awesome game. It's just hard. I can't beat it. But I want to talk about collecting for it here and get some information on collecting for it. Because it's a system that I just want to have more games for because I love playing on it. You know, when there was a battle with me with the Nintendo Switch, I got so heavy into the Switch. I mean, I'm talking 150 plus games over there on my Switch, nearing 200 now. And anytime there was a third-party release or something like that, I was always getting it for the Switch, and I was neglecting it on the PS5. And then I've kind of done a 180 on it now. Like anytime there's a multi-platform release like the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, I'm getting it on the PS5 now. I would just much rather have that better graphical quality, get that trophy count in there. So I've kind of put the Switch on the back burner unless it's just a Switch exclusive. And when it comes to the Switch 2, that'll probably get me right back to doing Switch 2 over anything else again. So we'll see. We'll see when that happens. But my collection here is a little bit on the smaller side, mainly for one reason. I go ahead, for me personally, when it comes to these with newer consoles or the current generation, GameStop is like my number one place of getting my games from. And what I've noticed, especially with the PlayStation 5, is the games just do not drop in price. I mean, it is very rare for old Steve-O here to want to grab a game on release day. Especially this generation of games are costing 70 bucks out the gate now. It makes it really tough for me to want to grab one. And a lot of times I have been doing a lot of stuff on PC. I mean, I have a Steam share library with some other people, with some friends here on YouTube, and I mean the library is just kind of out of hand. People will get a new release and it's like it puts you off on needing to get a new release on a console because someone's bought it on Steam and you can play it on there. So it's just, that's the reason it's made small, but mainly is because the prices just do not drop down. For example, Dragon's Dogma 2. I've been wanting that in the collection for a long time now. I've been wanting to play it and journey into it, but I didn't want to pay 70 bucks on release day. Now I just sit back and you wait for the price to slowly come down, and it's taken forever. It's been almost a year. The game came out in March of last year, and it finally dropped to $44.99 pre-owned. A year later, I felt like with games like on the PS4 and stuff, it could be 6 months later and the game's like 30 bucks. Like prices are dropping like crazy. God of War Ragnarok, what is that? I feel like that game is really old now, and it's still in the 40s to get pre-owned. It's a game I'll never buy because I'm not into the new God of War style. I prefer the PS2 versions and the PS3 versions better than the the new versions they've gone with. But it's just taken forever for notable games, like games that are well reviewed, received a lot of attention. It seems like it's taken forever for those to drop in price. And again, I like to collect on a budget, so unless it's something Resident Evil or Dragon Quest or From Software, I'm just not really day one on pretty much anything these days. It's always waiting for it to get cheaper. Like, look, it took me forever to finally pick up Like a Dragon Yakuza and No More Heroes 3. And I love the No More Heroes franchise. Just did not want to pay retail price. And then Yakuza Like a Dragon is one I've been wanting to try forever. But again, waiting for a price drop and for a pre-owned copy and stuff like that. It's just, it can be tough out there if you're trying to collect on a budget. But another thing that's lacking in my collection are RPGs. There's so many great RPGs for the system, and I do not have hardly any of them. I'm not a big fan of the Final Fantasy VII Remake stuff. I'm going to try it out again in the future, but it just seemed very button mashy to me with no thought process in it. But Dragon Quest, Atelier, I bought a collection from a friend, so I don't know a lot about the series. And this one's still sealed, so I didn't know if I even wanted to open it up. But, and I got another Atelier game, but that's PS4, sorry. What else? Any turn-based stuff here? I wouldn't classify Grand Blue. Strangers of Paradise is more action type RPG. So yeah, like I'm lacking in my JRPGs. And like I said, there's a good amount out there, but that's what I'm kind of reaching out for too. Like, what do you guys think? Like, man, I can't believe you're missing this RPG from your collection. And it's probably because I'm waiting for it to get cheaper. Like Metaphor, I'm waiting for that to get cheaper. There's other stuff out there. I just cannot think of it at the top of my head that I'm just waiting on the price drops. I think there's the Star Ocean Second Story R I really want to get, and that is on sale right now on Amazon, and I'm glad I just reminded myself so I could pick that up. That's one I was looking forward to. But when researching to see this system's collectability as far as like the rarest games and most valuable games, because nothing here is crazy valuable or anything unless it was a new release price. That I'm noticing that unless it was a collector's edition or a special premium edition for something like the Armored Core, nothing is too crazy valuable. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below if are there some games out there that people should get because they're going up in price? Because I couldn't find anything on it. I thought something like Sandland was going to be one, but nope. That thing it goes pretty cheap these days. I saw at one point it was at $30 brand new online. I thought Tormented Souls might have been one day, but no, that's pretty cheap to get now too. So there's a lot of very cheap stuff you can still get, but I just don't know about the rare and valuable stuff on the system. But I think as far as its collectability and desirability in the future, I think the PS5, yeah, like any PlayStation console, it's probably going to be one people are going to get a bunch of games for. It'll be popular in the future. But what's going to be the collectible stuff on it? Probably like your standard RPG, turn-based stuff, your survival horror. I can't see anything changing along those lines. But again, there isn't nothing really rare out there that I could find. There is no Godzilla like on the PS4. There's no type of equivalent game that I could find on the PS5. Now, you're still going to have your limited run games and all that stuff, but I'm just talking about retail release that would be in a big box store. I just couldn't find anything. So you guys let me know in the comments if I'm missing out on something or stuff that is rare on the system that was a big box store release and not just like a limited thing online through somewhere. But for the most part, I love the system. I love the PS5. I've been playing it a lot more recently. I've had a big battle in my brain here of what I'm going to get Monster Hunter Wilds on. If I want to get it on the PS5 or PC, I'll eventually just double dip is what I see myself doing. But It's just a big difference when playing it on the PC and the quality and how much it looks. It just looks way better than the PS5 version. So I think I'm leaning towards that, even though the Monster Hunter Wild Steelbook would be cool to own. But that's just another thing with like collecting current day. Like stuff is just looking better on PC, even with this powerful console. It's just still lacking way behind of what a computer can do. But it's nice to have the physical to keep the physical alive. And a lot of times I do double dip. But what do you guys think? Collecting for the PS5, do you guys like collecting for it, like playing on it? Let me know in the comments below. I think it does have a bright future as far as collecting. There's going to be a lot of people who want to dive into the PS5. Well, I don't think we're there yet. It'll be a couple years down the road when the system's retired and it's on its last legs, but I think it will be a desirable console. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next one.